channel. My name is Matebola, and if it's your first time joining the channel, I hope you'll stay and you'll subscribe to the channel. And if you're a regular, hello and welcome back. So on today's video, guys, I'll be telling you a story on how I paid off my car in 3 years. And yes, I've had my baby. I've had this car for 6 years now, but I paid it in 3 years. So yeah, let's get to it, guys. I will first tell you why I had to buy the car in the first place and how I paid it off in 3 years. So let's get to the story. So I am in IT and my job is really demanding. At that time in 2016, I was working for a bank and we were required to do deploys very early in the morning or midnight, and we also had to do overtime. So I was actually required to be at the office on odd hours, and I was using Uber, and sometimes I would just stay at the office and wait until it was in the morning for me to go get a taxi. So for example, if I was working at 12 and we finished deploys at 2 or at 3, I would just stay at the office until 6. So you can imagine that it was not a good quality life. I mean, having to stay at the office when you are done working, but you can't because you don't have your own car, you had to use Uber, you didn't feel safe, all that. So in 2016 November, I decided that, you know what, it's time for me to go get myself a car. I then started the process of searching for a car. I went to Audi. I wanted to buy myself an Audi A3. Like my mind was made up that I wanted an automatic and it has to be an Audi A3. Happiness. I went to the dealership. I got this very helpful and kind person who was my salesperson. I spoke to him. I'm like, I want a car and this is how much I want to pay for this car. And it's like, sure, we'll sort you out. Just send us your 3 months bank statement, your pay slip, and all the required documents. I did exactly that, guys. I went back to the office on that day. I scanned my documents and I sent it to the salesperson. After a day or so, the salesperson called me. He's like, you qualify for the car. You can come and sign the offer to purchase, of course, so that we can prepare your car. Happiness. Guys, this was my secret. I didn't tell a soul that I'm buying a car. I didn't tell my friends, my family, none. Like, I didn't tell anyone. Okay, when I was in that moment where I'm excited that I got approved, I called my sister and I told her that I've been approved for this car. I'm buying myself a car. And she's like, what car are you buying? Like, Germany car. I'm buying an Audi A3. How much will you be paying, sis? I told her, I know that for a lot of people, it's a secret how much you are paying for a car. But because it's my sister, I trust her with my business. I told her how much I'll be paying for that car. And she was like, hold on, but why is that the amount that you'll be paying for this car is low? I think it was like 5.5 at that time. I don't remember. And she's like, did you put a balloon payment? I'm like, I don't know, sis. I don't know if there is a balloon payment or not. And she's like, please find out. I called the salesperson. Like, at that time when I called the guy, I knew that he would pick up. So the guy was like, yes, ma'am, we had to put a residual because you told us how much you wanted to pay. And I asked, how much is the residual? Guys, it was a huge amount of money. I think it was like 150 or so. I don't remember the amount, but it was a huge amount of money. And I'm like, okay. I called my sister and like, yeah, there is a residual. And she's like, do you know what it means when there is a residual on your car loan? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what is a residual. I don't know what is a balloon or residual. I don't know. All I know is that I need a car. I want a car for myself. And just like, what it means is that after you have paid for 72 months, you'll have to refinance that balloon payment, or you will have saved enough money to pay for that balloon payment, or you will have to sell your car. Like, I'm like, what? No, that's not what I want. I want to pay for 72 months, but at the end of 72 months, I don't want to pay for anything and I want to keep my car. And I called the salesperson. I'm like, you know what? Let's put this on hold because I feel like if you don't put the balloon payment, then my monthly repayment will go high and I won't be able to afford that. I won't be able to live a comfortable life after buying this car. And okay, we put the whole thing on hold. That was November. In December, I went for my festive season. I forgot that I wanted a car. I'm home now. I'm not required to work or do overtime or deploys, So I'm happy. When I came back in January, I then decided to start looking for a car again. This time I'm involving my brother-in-law, we're searching together. And we saw this other car, a Polo Vivo at VW. We went there to check the car, and guys, it was brand new. I liked it. It had rims, leather seat, it was looking great. And we then started with the application process. And when they replied, they said, you do qualify, but there is a balloon payment. So I then said, no, I don't want a balloon payment. I want to pay this X amount without a balloon payment. I think I wanted to pay like 3.5 that time, because now I went down. Now that it's a Polo, I wanted to pay 3.5, and the guy was like, there is no way you will pay that without a balloon payment. And I'm like, okay, fine, then I'm not buying this thing. And I just left the whole process. And this day, I was just sitting at the office. I think it was the 29th of January 2017. I'm sitting at the office. I'm worried. I need a car. And I decided to just send an email to the salesperson at VW. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'm really willing to buy this car right now. But in this condition that I don't have a balloon payment. And the guy didn't reply. He just went me on me. And on the 30th, he called me. He's like, yeah, I saw your email. I'm trying to speak to my manager. I'll get back to you when everything is sorted. Okay, on the 31st, the guy called me. He's like, yeah, they gave you like a huge discount so that you'll be able to pay that amount without any balloon payment. Mind you, the balloon payment this time was not that huge. I think it was like 30,000 or 20,000, I think. Okay, now I'm happy that at least they are willing to give me the car without the balloon payment at that amount. Happiness. I then said, I'm waiting for him to send an email that everything is okay. And on the 31st of January, the guy was like, everything is sorted. We just need some time. We'll prepare your car and you can come fetch it on the 2nd of February. At this point, I'm excited. I now know that I have a car. And then on the 1st of February, I went to the dealership. They called me that I need to come and sign some documents so that on the following day, I just need to come and just collect my car. Happiness. I got there, guys. I was reading word for word on that contract. I was reading word for word because I knew that I just want to make sure that there is no balloon payment, Okay, I read and I called my brother-in-law that, yeah, the contract looks good. And it's like, okay, sign. I signed the contract, and on the following day, they said I can come at 3. It was my dad's birthday. I just woke up. We're all happy. We're sending him birthday wishes. And I just kept it a secret again. So later on around 3, we went to the VW in Midrand to collect my brand new car. Yippee! Yes, guys, that's me. So I collected my car. That was 2017. I'm happy. I'm still even learning how to drive. It will switch off here and there, but we moved. And yeah, so in 2018, I think around January, we were at the office and we were having lunch with my colleagues. We're sitting there, and this person said to us, guys, did you know that you can actually pay your car quicker if you just decide to add like an advance payment towards your car loan? I'm like, how do you do it? It's like, just call your West Bank and ask them where you can deposit that amount. And because I was very curious, I decided to call West Bank and I asked them, how can I do the advance payment? And then they told me that it's on my statement, right at the bottom, their banking details are there, so I can just deposit money whenever I have. So it was not like it will put me on a tight budget, because the monthly debit order will go through and I'll just have to just deposit from my side. Happiness. And I did that. I did the advance payment. I did the advance payment in 2018 and in 2019 and in 2020. In 2020, that's where I used to deposit a lot of money because there was COVID. Then I didn't have money to go to the office, the petrol money that I used to go to the office, money that I would use to buy lunch, like a lot of things in 2020 were just went low. Plus, the my monthly repayment went down by like at least 300 or 400. So I had a lot of money that I used to put on my advance payment. So every month I continued doing that until November. So in November, I received the news that I'll be taking a salary cut. And yeah, that was an eye-opener for me, because I was really worried that if I'm taking like 15 or 20% salary cut, will I be able to pay my car rent and everything, like my monthly expenses, and still live a comfortable life, of course. And I then remembered that I've been making advance payment towards my car. I called West Bank and I'm in this situation, but I don't want to skip my car payments because I'll be earning less and whatnot. I narrated the story to them, and the salesperson was like, okay, let me see. You do have advance payment. What we can do is we can do a capital reduction. What it means is that they go and recalculate your car loan, and then your installment will go low. And I'm like, oh, you can do that? He's like, yes, I can do that for you, ma'am. And I'm like, okay, but how much am I owing you guys in total? If I were to ask for a settlement code today, how much will I be owing you? And the guy said, let me send you a settlement code. He told me the amount. And to my surprise, it was not a huge money that was left after they did like the whole recalculation, the money that I've been paying as advance payments, right? So the guy came back and he's like, at this point, you are owing 45,000. I'm like, 45,000? Okay, hold on, let me see what I can do. And I said, I'll call you back. I went into my savings and I saw that, you know what, at this time and point, I do have the money that I can take from my savings and just pay off my car. And I know that I'm done with car payments. Then I'll only have to do the other things, but not the car payment. And okay, I called the guy. I'm like, no, don't do. After you have done that, I decided to pay off my car. The guy was like, okay, send the money. It will take up to 24 hours for us to receive the money and just make sure that we close the loan. I did that, guys, and I paid off my car. This is December 2020, and I paid off my car. Happiness. I'm happy. And after paying my car, of course, I had to call West Bank, and they had to send me the certificate to confirm that the car now belongs to me and not to the bank. Like, I own a car, guys. And I was so excited that finally I'm done with the car payments. So that's how I got to pay my car. But what are the lessons that I've learned through all this process? So lesson number 1 is, when you want to buy a car, don't go into a dealer and give them the figure that you want to be your monthly payment, because if you do that, they're gonna put a balloon payment, because they also want to make sales, guys. So if you go there and they know that you do have 4.5, they will make their magic. They'll just go put a balloon payment. And it's good if you have a balloon payment and you know that you have a balloon payment. But it's sad if you have a balloon payment and you don't even know that there is a balloon payment. In my case, if I have went that route of buying an Audi A3 with a balloon payment, I wouldn't have known that there's a balloon payment. I would have just finished paying for my car and they'd be like, sisters, there's still amount that you need to pay. So if you are buying a car, just make sure that if you don't want a balloon payment, tell them you don't want a balloon payment and pay the monthly installment. And if you do want a balloon payment, at least you will know that there is a balloon payment. And my lesson number 2 is that if you're buying a car or anything for that matter, don't just keep it a secret. Have people that you can trust with your business. In my case, I spoke to my sister, and sitting right here, guys, I am honestly glad that I spoke to her, because I feel like if I have went for that car at that price, maybe I wouldn't have paid it quicker like I did with my Polo Vivo. So happiness, I paid off my car in 3 years, and this because I involved my sister and she was able to assist me. And lesson number 3, if you are paying more on your car repayment, if the monthly installment is like 4,000 and you are paying 7,000, just make sure that at the end of the year, if now it's 2023, at the end of the year, just call the bank to do the loan recalculation. Or if you have just gotten your bonus and you decide to put it there, just call them to do the capital reduction, because that it will lower your monthly installment, and by lowering your monthly installment you would have saved enough. So if you were paying 4,000 and now you'll be paying like 3.5, then that means you actually have another 500 that you can use towards your advance payments. And then, yeah, guys, those are the lessons that I learned from this whole thing. Will I be buying another car? Of course, but at this time and point, I'm happy with my car. My car does take me from point A to point B. Happiness. A win is a win, guys. Besides, the repo rate just keep on increasing and it's insane. And honestly, guys, I'm glad that I don't have car payments at this time and point. Will I be going back to car payments? Definitely. But I'll just make sure that if I go back to car payments, I don't have a balloon payment. I have a huge deposit so that I can actually pay it quicker, because there's freedom in not having car payments. And that is the end of my story. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.